Yo, what's up, my people? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Tiki, Taka Talks, the home of football banter, hot takes, and real talk from the terraces. This is episode 5, and my oh my, what a game we've got to break down today. Manchester United won 4-2 against Brighton, and the goals, drama, chaos, and one man who stole the headlines, Bryan Mbeumo. If you are a United fan, this one is for you. You are a Brighton fan, maybe grab a drink. Let's do it. So in the first segment that I'm going to talk about is the basics. So this match had everything: goals, momentum, swings, tactical tweaks, and all the works. Old Trafford was very much electric. Fans could finally smile again. United came into this on a back of a small revival, back-to-back wins. That is after winning Liverpool at Anfield. A bit of rhythm returning, we could see that. And Brighton, meanwhile, they were trying to bounce back from a tricky run. But from 1 minute or minute one, you could tell this game was going to be quiet. Brighton had the first few chances. Ferguson looked lively a little bit. Mitoma tested the defense, but then boom, United hit back. Matthias Cunha opened the scoring with a cool finish, perfect timing, and that one set the tone for the game. Casemiro, yes, another Brazilian, came through, and although some people thought that he was going to slow down or he was slowing down in terms of his career, he doubled the lead with a deflected strike, which made it 2-0 against Brighton. But Brighton, being Brighton, they never stopped playing. They always had a plan. So you knew that the drama was still coming. And then came the showman himself, the legend, Bryan Mbeumo. This guy was playing like he had something to prove today. And 2 goals, 1 assist, and a constant threat all the game long. He didn't rest at all. In fact, after the game, this guy, the coach himself, Ruben Amorim, said that this is a machine, referring to Bryan Mbeumo. So the first goal, it was a perfect timing and perfect for the run, ball control, and although he was under pressure, he had a very cool-blooded finish. The second, even better. Body feint, defender on stakes or on skates, and low dive into the corner made the goalkeeper to lose that ball. And bro looked like he was playing FIFA on legendary mode on PS5. He didn't just score, he created chaos. Every time he touched the ball, Brighton defenders started praying that he should not score. He was pressing, he created space, linking up with Bruno Fernandes, a complete performance from Bryan Mbeumo. He played as a master in that game. And that is why I'm calling this episode what it deserves, the Bryan Mbeumo Show. You can talk about this match without giving him all this. You can't talk about this match without giving him the spotlight. He played like a legend himself. One would think that Bryan Mbeumo has been playing for Manchester United for like 5 years or so, but it is just a few games, less than 10 games coming into this season's game. So the tactical breakdown, this is how it went on. Let's talk tactics, because it wasn't just vibes and all glamour and happiness. Ten Hag and that mentality that he had is not currently available, right? He went for intensity, that is Ruben Amorim. He pressed very well. His press was back. We could see that his gameplay is very visible to us as the fans of the game. Cunha led from the front. Bruno floated in those half spaces. He was magnificent. And Mbeumo gave Brighton nightmares in that game on the wing. Yeah, a touch of Amad Diallo to Bryan Mbeumo, you could see that it was a chance, give or take. Casemiro played deeper, protecting the back four, while Maino provided balance after he was brought in as a substitute. That's the structure United has been missing, and that is what we have been missing, and the gameplay that we were used to as Manchester United players or as Manchester United fans in all the world. Brighton tried their usual possession game, but with wide overloads, quick passing triangles, but United pressed intelligently. Their IQ was on another level. I think if they continue playing like this, we are on the streak of getting that #1 title at the end of the season. Every time Brighton tried to play out, they were forced wide, and then boom, turnover, transition, and a danger on their side. That's where United have been weak. One thing is transition, but today or yesterday, it worked like a charm. It was evident in the whole game. It was a perfect defensively, it was perfect in the mid, and it was perfect at the striker position. Let's be honest. it is pure progress for Manchester United and Ruben Amorim and his squad. So I think everyone could see the hunger for from the Manchester United players while they were playing that game. Everyone saw that they wanted to win that game and give Ruben Amorim a third consecutive win ever for him since he was appointed as the Manchester United coach. Now, Brighton were not just passengers or flower girls in yesterday's game. Even after Manchester United was winning with a 3-0 win, they kept pushing. Danny Welbeck, who was a Manchester United player not long ago, we played like a majestic player. That free kick that he scored, and it was magnificent, but there was nothing that they could do at that moment. So Danny Welbeck, poetic justice, scores against his former club. You love to see what that kind of a story and a ball from him. Which is a legend himself in Manchester United. He played very well for Manchester United while he was very young, but while he is playing for Brighton, he has been able to bring himself up to par. Despite his age, he has been playing very well. And for like then Costulas or something of the sort, a player from Brighton called Costulas, made it two and made the scoreline to be 3-2 now in favor of Manchester United. Suddenly, the whole stadium goes quiet because it was in Old Trafford. And for like 10 minutes, United fans were sweating. You could only hear the doubt creeping in. Are we gonna bottle this again? That was the question that every Manchester United fan was asking himself. After winning 3-0, could we have taken it a notch higher to win 4, or could we lose that game after that very good start? So it was a very nervy time for us as Manchester United fans while watching that game from the terraces. Now, but credit goes to the lads. They stayed composed. Even the manager stayed very much composed. He made small subs, fresh legs, compact shape, and Bryan Mbeumo sealed our fate very late in the final minutes of the game. Later on, he made it 4-2 and made it a very fantastic job. After he scored the second goal, he was given the player of the match award. So United momentum continues. Hopefully, we are going to win 5 consecutive games, and we make United strand. That guy who has not shaved in a very long time will need to find a barber. Put the barber on the speed dial. So the last segment that we're talking about today is Brighton were let's break down the numbers real quick because the stats always tell the story. So Manchester United at the end of the game ended in possession in favor of Manchester United. Although Brighton started on a very high note, but later on, as the game ended, Manchester United had the better part of the ball. So they had 56% while Brighton had 44%. Shots on target, Manchester United had 8, Brighton had 4. Expected goals in that game, Manchester United had 3.1 while Brighton had 1.9. Bryan Mbeumo had 2 goals, 1 assist, 4 key passes, 8 successful dribbles. Wow. You could see this guy. That is the reason why Ruben Amorim went for this guy. Matthias Cunha also had 1 goal and 1 assist, and Casemiro had 4 interceptions, 2 tackles, and a goal. Wow. You can't fake numbers like that. You cannot. These are real players who are playing, and Manchester United is back. That is what fans have been begging to see all season. And United are very sharper, more clinical, and more direct compared to what they were playing last season. Now let's check what the fans are saying online after that game, because you know United's Twitter is never quiet at it and it never disappoints. One fan wrote, Mbeumo plays like he's tired of being underrated. Pay him more. Another one said Cunha's pressing is worth 2 goals or more. Another person, which is my favorite, posted this. Casemiro's deflection was sponsored by luck, but we'll take it. No, I cannot agree with that comment, because even though that was a deflection, the way he had moved, or he had put that ball, that curl that he had made during that moment was what made it become his goal and not an own goal to Van Hecken. So this is what is my point. He could have scored even though that was a deflection. So that is why he was given that goal as the own person, or the person who had won or scored that goal. That's football, passion, jokes, pure love for the game. And honestly, that is what we call Tiki Taka talks. And that is what it's all about. That fun energy, we see it, we feel it, we talk about it. And so, what does it mean for Manchester United moving forward? It means Manchester United are finally making or finding their rhythm. The 3 wins in a row is no mean feat. Goals flowing again for us is no mean feat. Manchester United being back is no mean feat. Bryan Mbeumo finding form is no mean feat. And Bruno looking like a captain again is one thing for the books and for us to talk about. There's still work to do for us, but especially at the back. But we can see that with this momentum, the top four race is for us to grab. Even the first position is on our reach. Since now, as we are speaking, we are number 4, but we are 3 points behind the first position Arsenal, with 3 points only as the difference between the two games. Although Arsenal have not played today, but I think we are on the right track. Brighton, on the other hand, will be fine. They just need to tighten up some few things and manage game better. And that's a wrap on Tiki Taka Talks episode 5. What a ride. 4-2 at Old Trafford. Bryan Mbeumo being the masterclass, being on fire, and Manchester United showing a little bit of swagger again. What we know about Manchester United. I want to hear from you. Who was your man of the match? Was Bryan Mbeumo the star? And or did Cunha steal the show? Drop your comments, share your hot takes, kindly subscribe. Let's keep this conversation going. If you enjoyed the show, hit that like, subscribe, and turn the bell on so you never miss an episode of Tiki Taka Talks. I am DJ Sanctions, and as always, keep it football, keep it real, and keep it Tiki Taka Talks. Peace out, my people. Thank you, Manchester United fans. God bless.